Hey guys, this is me, your girl Chris. It's episode 128. First of all, I'm going to start by saying this. This is not an attempt to be cute. Hey y'all. Okay, so sorry. I know that, I don't know, maybe y'all don't miss this as much as I do, but I be missing this. So I definitely needed a week. There's a lot of shit like happening in my life that's like making scheduling stuff like very crazy right now. And it's getting kind of overwhelming. Just trying to, you guys know when there's like so much fucking happening all over the place and you're just trying to like hone it in. And it also doesn't help that as a Gemini, there's like 10,000 things always constantly like in my head for me to worry about. So I just needed a fucking week to decompress. Nothing's really changed. Like I'm still in the same mindset, but I'm able to, or no, I'm still in the same situation where like there's a bunch of shit happening, but this time has given me an opportunity to hone in on some of the stuff and kind of try to quiet some of the noise, if that makes any sense. So yeah, so I've been in the house all week. I haven't even gone to the nail shop, like, but I needed it and I feel better, I think. Also guys, yesterday in Vegas was first day of school, so hip hip hooray to all the parents out here. If your kids have started school anywhere else or you guys are going to be starting school soon, hip hip hooray, you fucking did it. I know that there's like still a pandemic out here, but also we're not teachers, right? Like, I'm just kidding. I mean, like, sure. I am maybe equipped to teach a English class. I know you guys are like, can you though? But I actually am. I can. But anyway, like an English class, I prefer like journalism, the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be more in those locations of a school if I ever get, if I decide one day to wake up and do that shit. But until then, I'm not a fucking teacher. So I think it's in my kids' best interest, your kids' best interest, to be back in school. Of course, we've got this fucking Delta variant going around. Fucking, I think a kid already got, or the way that the email was worded. So anytime that there's like a COVID something situation or incident at the schools, I don't know if it's like that where you guys are, but they'll like send an email and they'll say, hey, if you weren't contacted directly, then your particular student doesn't have any way to have direct contact with this person that caught it, but we're just letting you know that it happened. So that's basically what the email usually says. But the way that it said it, it made it like they seemed like they were low key like blaming the mom and saying like this nigga had COVID before the first day of school. But I don't know. But it doesn't matter. My son is 12, so I've already gotten him the first shot. So my kids mask up. Like they already know I'm not playing around with any of that shit. So yeah. So glad school's back in. So I also have like that quiet time in my day to just kind of like figure things out. Um, but yeah, so I'm happy I'm back. And I went to the gym today. Like, are y'all proud of me? Like, I really went to the gym. So, like, a couple months ago, like, I had started working out. And then I just, like, I be getting, like, I have, like, these bouts of, like, anxiety and depression, like, that just, like, hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't take my medication for it. So, I just try to, like, work through that shit. Because I don't really like the way that it makes me feel. So, I just try to work through that shit. And that bout like kind of like stopped me from working out, and then I started like eating like I feel like way more than I normally do. And it's just like a lot of issues just trying to figure out where I belong in the workplace with everything changing now with COVID-19, whereas I'm used to being in public and serving people and all that shit. But so it's just a lot happening and I'm just trying to figure that out. So in that process, as you can see with the round ass face, I have gained some weight that I don't really love. Like I'll never be skinny and I'm okay with that. Like that's not ever the goal. But I want to feel comfortable again. I don't really feel super comfortable right now. So I went to the gym today with my boyfriend and that was really exciting. And I'm also glad that like he works overnight. So like he has opportunities at night where he'll just like bust out like some shit. Like he has like a weight vest. Like he does this shit. So it's not a big deal for him. But like, I was like, oh, I'm glad that I have an accountability partner, like in person. Because I'm not saying that like my friends won't hold me accountable if I ask them to, but somebody to be like, come on, let's go. Like, come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let you guys know how that goes. I'm just kidding. But I'm actually, it's so funny because like I'll have these moments where I'll like stop working out or whatever. Bro, that's like never been like, I don't really care about that. But like, okay, but what I'm saying is that like if I get into a routine and like I've got like some accountability, like I can do it. It's like I'm not that kind of person that's like, oh, the gym. Like I like the gym. Like it's cool. I listen to my music, my podcasts or whatever. So I don't hate it. It's just like I think that I needed that accountability, especially now, because I already feel so much better than like I did before. Just like clear my mind and the endorphins and stuff like that. So we'll see. But anyway, I told you I was gonna start just randomly telling y'all about my life. So here we are. Okay, but so anyway, this is episode 128. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do it. Guys, this is my serious voice. Guys, I want to talk to you guys about something. And I know you guys don't. Shenanigans with Friends is not where you guys come for your news about white people. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying, right? So it's not like it's not an informational hub for that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're really here for. But I do want to bring attention to something that is truly plaguing the white community. And this is East Coast, West Coast, the United Kingdom, France, probably. I don't know. I don't really know if anything happened in France, but I know for sure this is something that is terribly plaguing the community, and it's going to be the detriment of them. So, and I just want to bring it to attention because I love most people, and I want people to be aware that this thing is happening and it's out there. And I just want you guys to stay safe is what it really ends up being, right? I just want you guys to be safe, stay smart. And yeah, so so I keep saying like this thing that's plaguing the community. Let me just tell y'all what the fuck it is. It is when I don't think there's like a medical term for it yet, but it's when a white person just goes out of their way to bother a black person, and then like they get caught up in some shit and some more shit happens. So like that's it. That's what I'm saying. I bring this up because I saw a fucking video or a clip or something from TikTok about a white lady knocking on a black girl's door and telling her that she needs to take her flag down. So I'm sitting here like, okay, is it like a black power? Is it like a black power fucking thing or a Black Panther flag? Or is it like a flag where, like that one painted picture that they have of like Martin and Malcolm and Obama? Like, is it a flag of that? Like, I'm trying to understand what is the flag that like this white lady has like stopped being a white lady in her day to just come over here and bother this lady. So she knocks on the door. And for some of y'all that have like already know what the flag is, like I hope that you guys are laughing at me trying to be super serious. But so the flag, is this me trying to be super serious? Am I ever super serious? I don't know, guys. Anyway, so the flag, y'all, is a let me just, why am I sitting here and trying to just give you guys information off the top of my head when I could look at the fucking flag and describe it to you? It is a baby blue, so I don't know if it's any first. It's a baby blue background, and it is a flag of Tigger, like picking flowers or like walking with flowers or doing like the she loves me not with the flower. I don't know, you guys are thinking like Tigger, was Rap City back? Not that Tigger. Like the literal animal, like the fake animal from the fake 100 Acre Woods, from the fake story of Winnie the Pooh. So let's just go through this and let's talk about what is plaguing this particular Karen. And what's so funny is the TikToker that posted the video. So I'm gonna tell y'all what the video is, but I want to tell y'all that originally when she first posted it, I guess people were like upset that she had posted it and like they like reported her, and TikTok banned her from the platform for a little bit until like while she was like contesting it. Like other creators out there, you guys know that sometimes we put stuff out into the world, and somebody or someone will dispute it or like push it back and like stop it from being up. So then we have to go through the dispute process and say, well, this isn't what these, that wasn't my intention, it was this, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying, to explain the point of whatever piece of media that you're putting out there. We know that, right? So she was banned from the platform while they went through that, and of course, obviously, they bring it back. They let her come back because what the fuck. I also just want to point out that I know that white people get super like up in arms about flags, and I know how y'all love y'all American flag or whatever. The American flag was up, so I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. The Tigger flag was not flying higher than the American flag. The American flag was not dragging on the ground. They were both at the same fucking position in this lady's yard. American flag and a Tigger flag. The bitch like Tigger. Like, what is the... Oh my God, nigga. Okay, so let me try to go through and tell you guys what happened. So security camera footage, and shout out to Ring and all of these fucking these fucking doorbells with these fucking cameras, because like niggas really man, I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, that shit is really like putting people on blast and saving people's lives. That shit is crazy. Okay, anyway, so I'm sorry. Okay, so here we go. So she comes up and she's basically like, hey, I'm here to talk to you about that Tigger flag. Like, first of all, like, who, like, did you like it? I'm thinking, damn, she loves it. Is she gonna ask like where it came from, if it was off of Amazon, if she could use her 2-day free shipping? I'm trying to figure out like what the fuck. So she knocks on the door, says, yeah, I gotta talk to you about the Tigger flag. And then she was like, I don't like it. Like, she was just like, I love the American flag. Don't trip. I love the patriotic aesthetic here. But what I'm not feeling is this blue ass fictional flag with this fictional character on it. It's offensive to me. And she goes, we have rules. And I don't want to, here it is. I don't want to have to go find out what they are, but I don't like this. Like, bitch, what? So you didn't even Karen, you're not even fully Karen at this point. Because if you was a real Karen, Karen's already going to come with the fucking rule book, and she's going to be like, actually, Article 24 dash blah, 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 B states that niggas can't fly flags with fictional characters on them without having 100 feet between it and the American flag. Like, you feel me? You see how that just sounded like some real shit, but like I fucked up a little bit, but I basically made it sound like some real shit. Okay, cool. So, so she goes, there's rules for that. And as a person that moved from a place that don't have rules to a place in a neighborhood that has mad rules when I first came here, because I first moved here and I moved to a community in Las Vegas called Summerlin, right? It's super nice, but when I tell you that motherfucker, I hope, what I was about to say is I hope that there's not a fucking homeowners association person listening to this, because I will, anyway, y'all don't know where my grandma lives. Anyway, so if it's some niggas that will just find anything to complain about, it's a homeowners association. So best believe I could tell already right then that she was lying when she said that there's rules to this, like, or whatever, and she gonna find out what they are or whatever. I knew you were lying, bitch, and I'm gonna tell you why I knew you was lying. And this is even before the black girl responds, we don't have a homeowners association. But I already knew that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because them niggas will nitpick about everything. If that Tigger flag didn't just get put up that day, there's no way that lady didn't already receive a letter for it. I'm trying to tell you, people who have homeowners associations know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I already knew when she said that shit was not correct. And so she goes, I'm just saying I don't like it. It makes it look tacky. It makes the neighborhood look tacky. Does it make it look tacky, or does it make it look tacky when, like, I mean, we could sit here and talk about all the things that white people like to house in their backyards and in their front yards and the things that they like to post in front of their house. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't say it's tacky. I say that's your style, right? Like, so anyway, this lady makes a big fucking deal about this fucking this flag, and she's like, you need to take it down. Just fucking stupid. And so the whole time, what's at the beginning of the video, you hear her say Tigger flag, right? But in your head, there's no way that you're thinking a Tigger flag. I thought maybe I misheard her or whatever the case may be. That was not the case. Definitely didn't mishear her. At the end of the video, she shows the flag. And nigga, when I tell you, Tigger ain't looking menacing. This nigga not scowling his eyebrows. He is super happy right now. And I don't understand what her issue is. The fucking video got like 10 million views. And the lady has apologized to her black neighbor about it after only 10 million people watched the video and was clowning on her. So, like I said, guys, I want you guys to stay safe out there. And white people, if you could do anything for your health, it's going to be to mind your business. And I mean that, okay? Okay, let's move on. So speaking of white peopling, there is an ex-Tesla employee that won $1 million. $1 million. Oh, wait. $1 million. There it is. Because he worked at the Tesla plant for like 18 months, and a supervisor called him an N-word. I don't like to say it when it's the ER, so I'm just gonna say nigga. Like, he called him a nigga, right? And this is in Northern California, by the way, if you guys didn't know that. So he called him an N-word, and I guess he went to tell someone, yo, this nigga over here calling people niggas. And then that nigga ended up like making his job more difficult. Like, he started giving him like more heavier loads and things like that. And that's why he ended up not really working for them anymore. So then he sues them. And I want to just say that this is not the first time that we've heard about weird racial shit happening in or at the Tesla plants. There has been, I think, 2 other lawsuits. I think it's 2 other lawsuits about very similar shit where people are either saying whatever. There's been graffiti that's needed to be cleaned up that had like swastikas. There's also other hate symbols that are just like fucking just scribbled like in common areas. So it's not like this isn't like super out of fucking the realm of this shit might be true, right? So let me tell you how he wins though. So me and you, right? We are in an assembly line, and I call you a nigga, right? And you either we start a fight. You do anything except go tell a superior, right? I don't know that you would have won that lawsuit. But if I call you a nigga at work and you go tell a superior and then nothing really happens, there seems to be retaliation that you even said anything, and then also that I can still just keep calling you a nigga and nobody say nothing about it, that's where that person wins. Hold on, let me get to the exact verbiage for you. Let's see here. Okay, but basically it just says that case law is clear that one instance of a supervisor directing the N-word at a subordinate is sufficient enough to constitute severe harassment. So this is a person that was over him that called him this. He told someone over him, and then they didn't do anything. So that is why they have been found liable for harassment because it was perpetrated by Barry's supervisor. So I told that story all the way wrong. So I'm the supervisor on the floor calling you a nigga. And then you told that other nigga. And that nigga was like, well, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you got the point I'm trying to make. So he got $1 million. Very excited about that. I don't really like that they put in the article that he's still like reeling over the situation. Like, I I don't think so. He might have even told y'all that he was reeling over the situation still, and that's why he's still at home and he ain't got no new job. But like, that nigga is fine. He got his money. He said the things that need to be said. He blew the whistles that needed to be blown, and that's it. Like, I don't know. Of course, Tesla didn't respond for comment. They said back in 2017 that the company is absolutely against any form of discrimination, harassment, or unfair treatment of any kind. But if that's the case, then why did you have to give somebody $1 million? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Wow, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bombard you with so much white people, but here we are. I don't have a TikTok, but I have to say, for a person that doesn't have TikTok, I see a lot of fucking TikTok videos. Let me tell you about another one I saw. There was a white woman. Of course, she's just white. Why would I need to say that? She was walking around the grocery store with her son. And I think that's the part that irritated me. It's like, okay, girl, be ignorant, right? Be ignorant on your own, alone, not with your kid. But anyway, so she is licking mad things in the store. She licks the door handle of a freezer. She overly licks the bag. Like, you know, like the produce bag. Like she did this and then did this and then opened it. Like, I don't know. Like the most, and this is like pre-COVID, because now I'm afraid to do anything. But I think the most you get is like right. So you're just trying to open the bag. Like, I'm not like, why are my hands soaking wet? Anyway, so guys, this isn't an old video, and I know you guys are thinking, hey, people in grocery stores licking things, isn't this how we got here? And you are not wrong. But this is actually recent, like in the last week. And this is, she's doing this while the fucking extremely contagious variant is out there. Is it Delta, Sigma? I don't know, whatever. But so she's fucking licking shit in the supermarket. Her name is Jody. She is a blogger and an author. I think that she has made her account private because of all the backlash, but okay, wait. I forgot. So I forgot about this. Okay, so guys, Jody, the girl that's in the fucking grocery store licking on shit and all this shit like that, she has also claimed that autism is reversible. I don't know what that means, but bitch, I know that's wrong. Like, don't you think that if it was reversible, or if a nigga could not have autism, he just wouldn't have autism? Like, not autism is reversible. Like a jacket? I don't. Anyway, she says that COVID isn't a big deal. Which is hella rude to people specifically that have like watched their fucking family like die from that shit. People are still like dying from that shit. So it's a very weird thing to say, girl, but okay. So she I can tell you right now, this is Smith's. So we'll start there. If you guys have a Smith's or Kroger's, same thing. She walks in. And if you've been to a Smith's or a Kroger since they've reissued the mask mandate, it says stop. There's a fucking mask required here. Don't you bring your open mouth ass in this fucking grocery store. She doesn't do it because it's not. She says it's not law. So she walks in with her open mouth. And then she goes to, hold on, I want to watch it. You guys want to watch it? Well, no, I'm not going to do that because then people that are listening to all audio can't see it. But anyway, she's walking through, and then she does this to open up all that to open up the bags. She licks the fucking freezer door, and she does some other stuff. But I'd like to tell you the captions that she's got here. She says that germs are fortifying your immune system, and I'm not going to sit here and tell her that she's wrong because there are some germs, some good germs that we do need. But I don't know anywhere in the book where it says just lick shit because those germs on that thing, that's probably what you need. Like, I don't think that's right. But she tells her followers on the video to be free. And she so germs fortify your immune system. Exposure to germs build defenses against asthma and allergies. Like, these are the things that she's saying in the video as she's like accosting things in a grocery store. And like, listen, if you want to go and lick stuff, by all means. I am not the emperor of your mouth. You can do whatever you would like to, but nigga, what if I'm not right behind you, because I would leave the whole fucking store if I saw you licking something. Like, but what if I didn't see you licking something and I went in like 10 minutes later and I go grab some milk? Like, I don't want your germs, bitch. If germs are helping you fortify your immune system, sis, then that's awesome. But I don't want your shit. I don't want that. So I don't know what we do here. But anyway, nigga, don't lick shit, please. Like, I really feel like that. I think that's how we got here. And I'm just going to strongly suggest, like, if y'all ever want to get out of it, probably stop licking shit. So there's that. Okay, guys, let's move on. What the fuck is y'all problem? Okay, so every time a new documentary comes out, there is a slew of lonely bitches that are like, ooh, I love you, Ted. Ooh, Ted, be my, like, first off, we can start here. I know people always say he's handsome or whatever, and he's a good looking guy. I don't think so. The best that Ted Bundy got was when fucking Zac Efron played him. So y'all can keep that, whatever that is. I don't like it, and y'all shouldn't like it either because he's a fucking murderer. And that is why I bring this up. Cameron Herron. I don't know if that name sounds familiar to you guys, but he is a 21-year-old that has been recently sentenced to 24 years in prison for vehicular homicide. He killed a 24-year-old woman and like her baby who was like 16 to 18 months old. They were walking across the fucking street. I really need to make that clear. They weren't driving. This isn't like an accidental collision. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's an accidental collision. I'm sure he didn't like wake up thinking he was gonna like murder people. But anyway, the girl and her baby are walking across the street. This nigga is in a street race doing over 100 miles per hour, and he definitely fucking plows into them and murders them. So every fucking year of that 24-year sentence, he definitely deserves. So then here's the question I have for you niggas. Not you niggas, because I know y'all know better. But why the fuck are there people on the internet saying that he's too cute to spend 24 years in prison? Bitch, what? What are you? Not too cute. It's people are. Okay, never mind. Why am I even doing this? Why am I even doing this with y'all? Because isn't this the same fucking world that light-skinned nigga with the eyes got a fucking modeling contract after he was in prison? Y'all didn't even ask what he did. Like, y'all just was like, oh, he fine. Like, what is happening? But anyway, guys, he basically has a cult following now, so much to the point where like his mother, who is very embarrassed that her fucking son is a fucking murderer, like she's getting like letters and calls in the middle of the night, like where people are like obsessed with him, and it's very ridiculous. People are saying he's cute. I don't give a fuck about any of this. Somebody said he's not a killer because he looks too innocent. What is happening? They have a hashtag going out that's hashtag justice for Cameron. Why does he need justice? Can y'all explain that to me? They have a change.org petition to reduce his sentence, and they already have over 28,000 signatures. Why? It's almost like y'all don't give a fuck that he killed somebody. Like, this isn't like where the baby was attacking him and the lady was fucking throwing acid in his face, so he had to run him over. Like, there's no situation there's no scenario that you can make up in your mind because he's cute that would make a difference. Like, he deserves all 24 of them years. It doesn't matter how cute he looks when he was mad, when he was crying, or when he lowered his mask to drink some water. Like, y'all are so thirsty, and I really need y'all to, like, I don't even know, like, there's so many dating apps out there, but if those aren't working for you guys, go outside. I mean, but there's whole websites where people like to go talk to criminals and shit. And like some niggas are in jail and they deserve love. I don't know, this nigga does. I don't think he does. I don't think he deserves love, y'all. So that's all I'm saying. So but yeah, like what the I just want y'all to get the help that y'all need, okay? I will get the fuck out of here if I see that fucking hashtag Justice for Cameron. I will blow something up because this is ridiculous. That is a 24-year-old girl and her little ass baby, and they didn't deserve to die, and niggas was just walking across the street. So I don't care how cute you think he is, little white girl. 24 years. And that's that. And then have y'all ever thought about, like, what the fuck do those petitions on change.org really do? Have you seen change? Have you seen it? Like, did something happen? I'm just asking. Anyway, so let's move on. Speaking of capers and people being murdered, you know how, like, when somebody dies or is killed, or I can't say killed. So when someone dies, right? And the cops are like, well, it doesn't appear to be anything what do you say? Suspicious. Like, there's nothing like suspicious here. It looks like it's just like whatever. I hate when cops say that, or when people say like they can't really tell stuff, especially when you can really tell stuff. I bring that up because here's a story. It does not happen in the United States. This happens in Honduras, right? Okay, so a politician is in the house with her. Y'all know stories. So the politician is in the house with her husband. Her husband is sick with COVID. She gets a knock on the door. Now, this is where it kind of gets like itchy for me because like I don't really know what's happening here. So I don't know if her name is Carolina Haylock. So I don't know if Carolina called for some assistance with her husband. I'm not really sure. So the reason I say that is because this next part to me just seems so like weird and crazy. So and that's why I'm like, she must have had to have called for somebody to come check on her husband. So anyway, she answers the door. There's 3 people. They are all disguised as doctors. They got all the PPE you could think of on, and all that. She thought that they were coming to take care of her husband. They shot her in the head. They haven't, and they also, her husband, who saw some of it from his bed, got up, grabbed the gun, and shot about 11 times. He got shot in the leg. They haven't arrested anybody. I don't think that the husband shot anybody, unfortunately. But yeah. So the issue that I'm having, the reason I bring this up to you guys, because I'm confused. So the police and the authorities are saying that they don't know if this was an assassination or if it was just a home robbery gone wrong. And I pose the question to all of you. They didn't take nothing. So there's that. I mean, yes, sure, it could have been a robbery that went very wrong and they never even got a chance to take anything, but usually people that come to rob aren't necessarily coming in guns blazing first. So, because they got to ask questions and be like, where's it at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do all of that shit. So, I'm having a hard time with figuring out why the Honduran authorities are saying that they can't tell what kind of situation this is. I want it to be known that her husband is a former police chief. And also that she was a former, Carolina was a former presidential candidate who was running to win back her former seat. So yeah. Yeah. So she was a high, like, profile, like, person out there as far as like the like the, what am I trying to say? Not political political world goes. And her husband was a former police chief, and nobody took anything, and they murdered her. So should the Honduran authorities just say they working on the other team? They're working for the ops, or like what? Because this seems very clear and obvious to me here. But yeah, I don't know what's happening. I mean, it's not that Honduras is like a super like happy like town where, or a happy place where like shit is like crazy. Like that country has always, I think, had like a serious like issue with violence. We're looking at about 40 homicides for every 100,000 residents, which is double the rate here in the United States, believe that or not. So it's definitely not that they don't get they get it. Like, it's just, this is pretty fucking crazy. And so now I'm thinking, even now that we all know that the numbers are pretty high as far as like murders and shit are you know, like what we're talking about or whatever, like how, like that makes me feel even more like the cops should know, or they don't want to know, or they don't want to tell you they know. So I don't know. But there was your international news for the week. Let's move on. Where are we? Oh, let's talk about some more fishy shit involving police officers. This is your weekend, or not weekend, it's the middle of the week. This is your fucking crime corner. Okay, so let's get into it. A woman who drove to Arizona to go on a date with a police officer. They decided that they were going to go on a hike as a first date. Bad first date, I'm going to say. I'm not saying that I won't go on a hike. I'm just saying, why do you want me hot and sweaty the first one? And if we're going to get hot and sweaty on the first date, I don't want it to be outside. But anyway, so the police officer took her on a hike as a first date, and like a couple hours later, she was dead. Now, not like butchered or anything, but dead. Okay. So naturally, her friends, her family are having some questions about what the fuck really happened out there. So as I said, she is not from Arizona. She actually left her home in Massachusetts and traveled to Arizona to meet this man. Apparently they had been talking for like 2 months prior, which isn't enough time for me to go out of state. But anyway, and this is the first time that they had ever met in person. He said that the cop, Mr. Officer Dizdar, he told people that she had become overheated around halfway up the mountain, and she decided to turn around. And he kept going up the mountain. Red flags. Do y'all hear them? Do y'all see them? They're everywhere. This is our first date, and I said I'm hot, not even hot. I'm overheating, and you let me go back down on a mountain alone, and I'm overheating. I told you that I was overheating before I turned around and started walking, and you just let me. You was like, "Oh, okay, cool," then go to the car, and then you just kept going. First of all, what? Aren't you a police officer? Aren't you considered a first responder? Shouldn't you have walked her down to make sure she got back to the car safely? Make sure that she was hydrating herself the way that she needed to, and whatever else things you do when you overheat. Like, why did you keep going up the hill? So around 4:40 p.m. that day, she was found dead at the base of the mountain. He says that when he went to the parking lot, he couldn't find her, and he called emergency services to report her missing, and then they found her at 4:40 p.m. They said that so far, the local coroner has listed her death as pending, which means they about to fucking dig up some shit. I mean, this lady went out of town to meet a guy that she's known for 2 months, and she ends up dead on the first day they meet. And I don't give a fuck if he's a cop or not, right? Like, am I right? Like, and if I was her friend, I would be just as this upset. Here's something though. So let me, because I think he murdered her. So we're just all say, oh, I hate that word allegedly, but I guess I gotta say allegedly. I think that he definitely allegedly for sure murdered her. But so he joined the Phoenix Police Department in 2007. 2 years into it, he was disciplined after he lied to an officer about his identity during a criminal investigation. He gave them a fake name and age. Does that sound like some shit that a good cop would do? Like, why are you lying about your identity during a criminal investigation unless you be doing criminal activity, right? Like, that's what it sounds like to me. Like whatever happened in 2009, you probably had something to do with it, and that's why you was lying about your name and shit. That's fucking crazy. They said that when the emergency responders came, he did identify himself as a police officer, so we didn't have any lying issues there, I guess. They said that they don't see any traumatic injuries on her body, and they don't have any evidence to suspect foul play, but also that motherfucking coroner's report is pending. So we're going to wait for that. But her friends or family are called, like, forced, like, they want a fucking investigation. Like, they don't want you guys just to close this up because he's a cop and he said what happened or whatever. Like, and I feel them. Like, if one of my fucking friends end up missing around a fucking police officer, I don't even know, man. Like, I don't even know. But, like, what we do all know is that niggas are quick to close a case when a fucking police officer is on it. And I don't know what or why or what that's about, but, like, so I hope that you guys find the answers that you're looking for. And I'm hoping that I'm going to get a news alert and they said that you did that shit. So that's what I'm hoping for. Hope we're hoping for the same things. Anyway, let's move on. Speaking of rowdy white men, because I know allegedly he did something to her, but we know. Okay, so rowdy white men. Frontier Airlines passenger. I know that you guys saw this video. The video clip that I saw is just a man sitting in a Frontier Airlines airplane, and he is being duct taped to his seat by flight attendants. I'm crying, and I know somebody was like, oh, his human rights, but let's find out what happened. His name is Maxwell Berry, and he is accused of punching a flight attendant and grabbing titties. Let's talk about it. So it's a flight on the 31st of July they're going from Philly to Miami. He supposedly spilled a drink on himself, went to the bathroom, came back with no shirt on. They were like, yo, can't have your man tits out. He not fat, but I'm calling him man tits. Can't have your man tits out. We're going to definitely need you to get a shirt out of your bag. So they go and they pull his suitcase down or his bag down, and they're helping him get a shirt out or whatever. During this time, I want to get this right because it's a lot of things that happens at once. Okay. So during this time that he's being helped to get another shirt from his luggage, he begins to start fondling one of the flight attendants' breasts. And then the other one. So there was two. And then when they called for another flight attendant to come over, he punched him in the face. Like the guy punched the male flight attendant in the face. What is happening? That's where I would like to start. I don't know, but basically he was starting to get aggressive. And after the titty shit, like he started attacking the male flight attendant. They were trying to restrain him because this is not 1992 where all of our airplanes have air marshals on them. So there's not an air marshal on this flight. So they do what they have to do to restrain him. I'm not mad. I saw an earlier report that they were saying that somebody said that the flight attendants got fired, and that definitely sounds like some Fox News fake news because y'all wanted them to get fired. But they said that they are supporting the needs of their team members. They're trying to fully support the prosecution of the passenger involved because you can't just you can't be on my plane just all loose, grabbing on titties and punching niggas in the face. Like, that's what we're not going to do. So I'm glad they have some duct tape, like, because I don't even know what I would have done. I would have locked this nigga in a bathroom and just had the fucking, all the suitcases just piled right there. Like, I don't even know. That's probably like hella a hazard or whatever. But if you don't have no tape, like, we gonna do what we gotta do. Like, so we gonna cut some of these fucking seatbelt. We gonna fucking seatbelt him to death or something. I don't know. But so there was some video, some people saying this is violating his human rights and blah 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 blah. Like, come on now. I don't disagree with them taping him to a fucking chair. You niggas are coming and getting on airplanes, and y'all are doing so fucking much. And we are really over it. Like, we're over it. So whatever y'all niggas got to do, y'all got to duct tape niggas. Y'all got to lock niggas in the bathroom. Y'all can have that. Like, I just came up with that right now. But y'all can have that if that's something that will work for y'all. But yeah, so yeah, that was funny to me. Okay, so something else that's fucking hilarious. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so I'm getting through these very quickly. I'm very excited. Okay, so ultimate slip inside. So you guys know in the summertime, right? We have like no TV to watch for real, right? Especially like when it comes like to your like basic cable channels. So we've got stuff like Wipeout, like we know that show, and then like Hole in the Wall was another show they had one summer. And to keep in line with these types of shows, NBC was trying to create an ultimate slip inside show. Basically, like different levels, and then at the end, the two best sliders, I guess, went on like an ultimate like thing at the end, and like whoever won got money and all that good stuff. Cool. The thing is that it's not gonna happen anymore because some shit happened in June. We'll just stay. I'll give you a little there. So some shit happened in June. They thought that they would be able to fix it and continue to record to film. Unfortunately, that did not happen for them. And let me say what happened. So production was first stopped on June 2nd after a case of parasite-induced intestinal infections were reported on set. So they worked with a third-party environmental lab to test the water on location, and all of it tested negative for this thing. And that was like all types of water. They had the water truck, the restroom sinks, the slide pool, the pond, the well, all this shit like that. Okay, that was on June 2nd. By June 10th, that shit was in the well, the pond, the slide pool, the water truck, the restroom sinks, and also in the surrounding area. So wherever they were filming, it looks like it was Ventura County. That's where that shit is. So don't be swimming in Ventura. And then the next day, June 11th, they decided that they were just going to figure out somewhere else to film, and they would do it from there. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Saturday Night Live alum, but Bobby Moynihan was going to be hosting it with Ron Funches. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's a comedian. He used to, I think my first, what was he on? He was on a show. He was on a show that I feel like some of you guys would have watched. But if you guys remember that show on Comedy Central at midnight, he used to be on there a lot. He's got like this crazy fucking laugh. Like, he's a big guy, but his fucking laugh is just insane. But let me see. He was on, if you guys have seen Chop 420, he's one of the trolls. Trying to think of what else. Like all these. Oh, he was in Get Hard with Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Like if you see him, you probably would be like, "Oh, I know that guy." But yeah, he's in stuff and he be in stuff. But anyway, so they were gonna host, and that seemed like that would have been like a really good like pair. Like Ebony Ivory kind of thing going on or whatever. And yeah, so unfortunately, they had to stop. Luckily, Bobby and Ron did not have severe diarrhea, but people were definitely describing it as like explosive. Like, and we all know that, like, when niggas say something is explosive, right? Like, so these niggas had diarrhea, and now they can't be. Well, not these niggas. The other niggas got diarrhea, like the other cast or the people working on the set or whatever. Like, mad of them, hella of them got fucking explosive kaboom diarrhea, and they had to stop the show. Hopefully maybe next summer it'll come back. Why am I saying this shit like I was gonna fucking watch it though? Like, I'm not about to watch this shit, so it don't matter. Okay, finally, last topic, guys. All right, so I started off the show telling y'all how I've gained some weight that I don't really love right now, so I thought I would end it with some options. Now, I mean, well, we'll see. So there is a certain type of resort, fitness resorts that are like kind of popping up fucking everywhere. I don't think I've ever really heard of them until like recently. It's called Movera. It's a place in Utah. That's probably the most booming one right now. Movera. It's a fitness resort in Utah. Basically, there's other ones too, but basically I'm trying to figure out how to put it. So they say it's a fitness camp, and we'll talk about this because I don't know. A woman, she went there after being, on lockdown like all of us for 11 months or whatever. And she, or it's been longer. I don't know. But anyway, y'all know what I mean. But anyway, so they have you going on like treks through canyons, and through sand that's so thick, it's like you gotta like really like pull your fucking body up out of it. Her calves ached, her shoulders throbbed, blah, blah, blah. She said she had blisters between her toes, and that alone is, I'm going home. After they put them through all that strenuous work, they do massages, other body treatments, to try to level all that crazy shit that just happened to you. So anyway, she says that she lost. Hold on, let me see. I want to tell you how much weight she says she lost. 8 pounds. She says she was there for a month and she lost 8 pounds. That's awesome. That's super awesome. Like, it's so, like, that shit is so awesome. Congratulations, girl. Here's the thing though, y'all. I'm at the price points. I'm gonna need a little bit more than 8 pounds. So, these vacations, so let's talk about these other ones. There's other places. There's one called Structure House. There's another called Fit Farm. There is another called We Care, The Ranch, Hilton Head Health. There's a bunch of these places that are just like popping up. I also want to tell you that if this is something that you guys are interested in and want to do, a lot of them have 6 to 8 week waiting lists or longer. So there. But now let's talk about these prices, because again, for 8 pounds, I'm gonna need a little bit more for what I'm paying. So if you want to be like a new participant at Structure House, it starts for a 1 week visit. You're looking at about $3,050 and about $2,500 a week in a shared 1-bedroom apartment if you stay for the month. So if you stay for a month, you're looking at about $10,000. in a 1-bedroom apartment that you have to share with people. The ranch runs $8,600 for 7 days, and then $10,800 for 9. At Fit Farm, you can get a double room for $23.99 for a week. Movera, which is the one the lady went in by herself, I believe. So it begins at $1,995 per person in a shared room, and then if you want a single room by yourself, you're looking at $25.69 for the week. So at $2,000 or almost $2,600 if I'm going by myself, I definitely am going to need to have lost more than 8 pounds. Like, I could have given that money to somebody and they would have figured out how to like lose more weight than like 8 pounds. But anyway, I mean, people are saying that they're life-changing, guys. Like, people are like already trying to go back, but now the things are like whatever. So, okay. So I did kind of like minimize her shit. So she lost 9 pounds during her month. But I mean, her body fat percentage went from 43.7 to 39.6. That's not bad. Like, that's cool. Like, that's cool. I could take that. But I'm gonna need more than 9 pounds, y'all. Like, I'm gonna need to lose way more than 9 pounds in order, if I'm paying $2,000 for a week, like 7 days. Like, that's rent. Like, that's like rent and then some. Like, what is happening? Anyway, so if these things are something that sound like something that you want to do, I would strongly suggest you look into them. They're called fitness resorts. Again, if you got the money and the ability to be okay with just losing 9 pounds for $2,000, then for sure go do that shit. I'm gonna just keep going to the gym. Anyway, so that's it, guys. It's now time for the one up for the week. And my one up this week, you guys, is pretty simple. I very oftentimes, when I'm talking to people like maybe that I don't really know, or maybe somebody that like knows me through somebody else, something like that, people always will be like, she's a lot, like she's too much, like blah, blah, blah. And you know, it never really bothered me. I don't really care. Like, I get that. Like, I'm too much for myself sometimes, right? But I'm going to say this. If people are always saying that you're too much, like, let them say that shit. It's better to be too much than to not be enough. So boom, bam, kapow. So there's my one up for the week. This is episode 128, and I'm up out of here. I'll see you guys next time.